Good evening and welcome to all of our excellent graduates and our parents. My name is Lawrence Corner and I'm the Faculty Manager of Science. Tonight is all about celebrating excellence and celebrating our students that have really put in a lot over the last number of years under very trying and challenging circumstances. So from my side, I would like to wish you well. I would like to congratulate you in your achievements. And as we celebrate it tonight, we understand that while we may be celebrating a particular student, but we also understand that behind that student, there's a massive support structure. So we'd like to thank that support structure, whether it be the parents, whether it be friends, whether it be anybody else that supported our students during these trying times. From our side, I would like to congratulate you and say to you, well done. And we hope that you will enjoy our award ceremony tonight. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the celebration in terms of your achievement. So once again, everything of the best for your future.
The Dean of the Faculty of Natural Sciences, Professor Burtram Fielding, my colleagues in the Science Faculty, students of the Science Faculty, and if your parents, your family, and your friends are watching this award ceremony with you tonight, all other guests, good evening. It is my great honor to join you at the Dean of the Faculty of Natural Sciences Merit Awards. Congratulations to all the students who will be receiving awards today, because this is an acknowledgement of your hard work and your determination to stay the course. Well done to all of you. It would be amiss of me not to mention the context in which you receive your awards, because you have remained committed to giving your very best during difficult and challenging times. Our individual COVID-19 journeys have not been the same, as we have all had unique obstacles to overcome. Some might have been ill, others might have had to care for loved ones, while others still might have lost loved ones and friends to the virus. This is not just dealing with COVID-19 as an illness. The pandemic permeated every aspect of our lives for the best part of 2 years, an occurrence that is unique in modern history. Some of you might have experienced deprivations, and I'm sure that some of you might have wanted to throw in the towel somewhere along the line. But you didn't, and here you are today, reaping the rewards of your dedication, your hard work, and your commitment. As I thought about today's event and wondered what message I could share with you, I inevitably thought about the indomitable spirit that lives within humanity and in all of us. We face challenges, hardships and circumstances that might bring us to our knees, but somehow we get up again and we keep going. This is what you have done. You've kept going through all the hurdles that have come your way. I salute you for your efforts, and I wish you all of the best, whether you are continuing your studies or have already joined the world of work. It is in our nature of human beings to care about and to be concerned about those who are not coping and those who are struggling. At times it might appear that we are overly concerned with those that struggle with their academic work and that we do not acknowledge hard work and achievements. Occasions like these is an opportunity for us to boldly state that we value excellence as an institution. Once again, congratulations, and may your achievements inspire you to reach for even greater heights. And may your achievements also serve to inspire your fellow students. Congratulations and thank you.
Good evening to all parents and all faculty and all staff members, all colleagues. We welcome you to the 2022 Faculty of Science Dean Merits Awards. In this awards evening, we will be celebrating our academic achievers for the 2021 academic year. As we know, this has been an extremely challenging time, not only 2021, but also 2020. So under normal conditions, our students face many challenges. But over the past 2 years, and in particular 2021, not knowing what the pandemic holds for us and what the academic year holds for us, during the pandemic, we have seen the value of scientists. However, the pandemic has also shown us that science is often driven by non-scientists and fake news. And for that reason, you as a science student and as a science graduate, your role in communicating science in a trustworthy way is extremely important. We want to congratulate each one of our awardees tonight for the amazing work and the amazing achievements that you had over 2021. Well done. Tonight we are celebrating and awarding 194 Dean Merits Awards, of which 68 would be Summa and Magna Cum Laudes. Let me repeat, 68 Summa and Magna Cum Laudes, and 126 Cum Laudes. As I've just said, this is an amazing achievement under normal conditions. So imagine the amount of work and dedication and sacrifice that had to be done by each one of you during the pandemic and the resultant lockdown. From the science faculty, we are extremely proud of you, and tonight we want to celebrate each one of you, and not only the candidates or the awardees, but also the person sitting next to you, your partner, mother, father, spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend. These were people who sacrificed with you during 2021. So as you accept your award tonight, please celebrate with that loved one in your life. So once again, from the science faculty and from myself as Dean, I wish you all the best with your studies. And to those of you who have completed, we wish you well as you step out into the world of work. And please remember that as a UWC science graduate, you have a responsibility to communicate the science in a scientific, accurate, and compassionate manner. So from science faculty, all the best, and once again, congratulations to you and your loved ones. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and most especially to our awardees. From myself, a hearty congratulations on your award this evening. You have managed to identify issues that we've experienced over the last few years, overcome them, and have attained great success. And for that, you deserve a great round of applause. My name is Professor Anusha Rajkaran, and I'm from the Department of Biodiversity and Conservation Biology. And my research focus is on estuaries. And in my opinion, estuaries are the great defenders of life along our coastal zones. But really, how did I get here? As a child growing up, I was often around animals and plants and in natural environments, and I was often following my father as he fished around the coasts of KwaZulu-Natal. I often thought that I would become a veterinarian, but all of a sudden in Standard 5, the word marine biologist came into my mind, and then it stayed there for a very long time. It came from the hours of on the beach with my sister, playing treasure islands in the rock pools, and really wondering about all the biodiversity we have along our coastline. I decided to go to the University of Port Elizabeth, now called Nelson Mandela University in Quebec, and there I stayed until the end of my PhD, as I met a very interesting and amazing woman who became my mentor. And I noticed very early on that when you have the right people in your life, it manages to get you into very successful places. She introduced me to the magic of estuaries. I have to admit, up until then, I was a pretty average student in my undergrad, unlike all of you who are being awarded tonight. And it was only when I got to my postgrad that I really blossomed into a scientist. So who am I really in my position here at the University of the Western Cape? Well, I see myself as having multiple roles, mostly as an academic who is involved in teaching and facilitating the flow of knowledge, not just to our undergrads and postgrads, but to society at large. And this is because we do a wide range of research, and during my research, I get to supervise and mentor a great number of amazing students who are also interested in the marine and estuarine environment. And of course, I also contribute towards the university in terms of its administration and running, and all of these together help me to build this little box, almost like Pandora's box, of all the different hats and roles that we wear as academics. I want to introduce you to what estuaries are, and maybe some of you are quite familiar with them, especially if you grew up on the coast of South Africa. Estuaries are very dynamic as well as complex, and they host a wide variety of biodiversity in both of animals, plants, and microbial communities. We ask ourselves often as estuarine ecologists, why do we have such great biodiversity in our estuaries? And why should we care about them? How are they contributing to our lives? And in terms of the ecosystem services and products that they provide for us. Here we have a number of different estuaries that in South Africa, from Cozy Bay up on the border of Mozambique and South Africa, as well as to Langebaan, which is just around the corner from us. The complexity of estuaries in South Africa is greatly supported by the complexity of the currents and our coastlines, both on the west coast as well as the east coast. Including these are the climate and the different biogeographical zones that really host a wide diversity of estuaries in our country. We have almost 300 estuaries in our country, and they are divided into a wide range of different categories. Here we have an estuary called the Palmet Estuary, which I visited last week Friday. It's an incredibly beautiful system where the water flows through the mountains and comes into the sea. And here in this picture, you can see the seawater, which is bright blue, and the red water of the river. And as they mix, they create a complexity and variability that supports a great biodiversity of life, as well as different habitats such as salt marsh, mangroves, and seagrasses. So when I was in third year, my mentor, Professor Janine Adams, introduced me to mangrove forests. And since then, I've had a great passion for these habitats. Mangrove forests are found in estuaries and are trees that are able to grow in salt water and host a wide variety of life, from their roots to their stems and into their leaves. There's nothing more special than watching the high tide of the ocean flow into an estuary and into the mangrove forest, and listening to the fish and the birds jump as the water flows through. These mangrove forests are well known throughout the world and have a great capacity and potential to remediate against climate change. And in fact, some people even think that mangroves could help to save the world. Mangroves are what we call blue carbon habitats because they do this wonderful thing called photosynthesis, where they take up the carbon dioxide and convert it into biomass. And once that biomass starts to degrade, it falls onto the ground, and the carbon is then stored within the sediment sink and is kept there for a very long space of time. We know that mangroves are at great risk around the world and even in our country, as people tend to use mangroves for a wide variety of uses and needs. Mangroves have a number of ecosystem services, such as the nursery function, and here we know that many fish are able to use the mangroves both for the production of food or the provision of food and for safety and security. And we know that when our habitats in estuaries are connected to each other, such as the mangroves and the seagrass, fish are able to use a greater area of the estuary in order to complete their life cycles. And this then supports the larger populations that we may find within the greater estuary or in the coastal zone. So our research has really looked at how animals are using these different habitats and how these habitats are contributing to the ecosystem services which are of great value and may run into billions of rands within our country. So recently we have produced a number of papers that have looked at the impact of plastics on both our plant and animal species in the estuaries of South Africa. We know that plastics greatly influence the animals in terms of ingestion and entanglement, and we're also starting to look at how plastics would influence the microbial communities, which have a great impact on the carbon cycle and the capacity of our mangroves to store carbon. We are all very well aware of the impact of littering in our inland areas along our rivers, which flow into our estuaries and into the sea. We know that these great quantities of litter get trapped within the mangroves and the salt marsh and then degrade from macroplastics, which are big and what we can see, into microplastics, which are very, very small and can then be taken up by animals by ingestion. And we've been looking at the quantities of microplastics both within the sediment and the water environment of our estuaries along the coastline. And we definitely see a great need for everyone to look at how they are using plastics, how they are recycling plastics, and how they can try to remove the amount of plastics that they are using in their lives. And just as estuaries have resilience, we as scientists must also have resilience in our lives. And that comes from having a balance between work and play. To be a successful scientist, I often find that it's about working smarter and not necessarily harder. It's about allowing yourselves to go into spaces that may make you feel awkward and uncomfortable, and creating a vibe in those spaces that creates comfort for you as well as the people that will come after you. So if you are in a space that is uncomfortable, remember to be the change and to make that space better. And that will help not only your career as a scientist, but also those careers of the people that come after you. So as a scientist, I can encourage you to be well informed, to always be looking around. If you see a need, try to fill that need, find and feed your passion, and most importantly, to build a network of successful people around you that you can learn from and be open to and to go to whenever you have problems. As future scientists, I wish you all the best for the year ahead and for all the goals and dreams that you have for yourself as a scientist. Congratulations once again, and thank you for the opportunity to talk to you.
everyone. My name is Professor Admaya Dube. I'm the Acting Deputy Dean for Teaching and Learning in the Science Faculty. It is my great pleasure to give this vote of thanks at this year's Dean's Merit Awards. Firstly, we'd like to congratulate all of the 194 awardees, the students, for all of their excellent achievements and the awards that they've had this year. This is the highest number of awardees that we've ever had in the Science Faculty. So congratulations to all the students for all their hard work. We'd also like to acknowledge and thank the parents of all of these students. Thank you for all of the support that you have given to the students. After that, we'd also like to thank the academic staff, your professors, your lecturers, for all of the support that they've given you throughout all of your studies. We say thank you to them. Also like to thank the Rector and the Deputy Vice-Chancellor Academics Office for all of the support that they've provided to our faculty, which has enabled all of your studies to become a possibility. Thank you to the Rector and to the Deputy Vice-Chancellor. I'd also like to thank the keynote speaker for her excellent talk, Professor Anusha Rajkaran. Thank you very much for your talk. To the faculty office as well, thank you for all the support that you've provided to the students and to the academics as well, which has made these achievements possible and this event possible as well. Thank you for all of your hard work in putting this event together and making it a possibility. And then thank you to the Dean of Science for his support and for making this event possible. Thank you very much.